Hey everyone, it's Chris. I'm back today, joined by a good friend of mine named Ian, who is a 5-colour Niv player. So obviously with that in mind, we're going to be playing some 5-colour Niv. Ian is on the other end of the internet, and we're going to basically talk through our plays, talk about the deck, and hopefully entertain you. So hey Ian, how's it going?
Hey, it's good.
So
Looking forward to this.
yeah, it should be fun. So, as you may imagine, there are a lot of different ways to build the deck, it being 5 colours. So, Ian, if you wouldn't mind talking through the key cards that are non-negotiable, first of all.
So the core of it is you're always going to have the 4 Helixes, a minimum of 3 Assassin's Trophies, and some number of Ren and 6. And, bring to light Niv. These are your ways to win.
Is the Astrolabe fixed?
Astrolabe has been pretty fixed since it came out.
It seems to me like the mana almost needs it to work.
Yeah, people used to run a slightly dodgier fetch and shock heavy mana base, but that made you super weak to anything aggressive. So as soon as Astrolabe came out, everyone switched over to snow mana.
Cool. And then your sort of flex/spice, if you wouldn't mind talking about, I guess, most of the 3 drops for one thing.
So the ones we have in the flex slots are Glittering Wish, Oko, and Royal Scions. Most of the rest is pretty normal for what people will run these days. Where on Wish, because I've had a few games where I really wanted a 4th Niv, but I never want to have a 4th Niv in the main. Because if you've got the 4th in the main, they discard Surgical You, you're beyond fucked. And sometimes you don't want to board in something like you're not sure whether the second Verdict is good against a blue-white deck because you entered the game quite quickly and you didn't see if they're on Stoneforge or full Planeswalker-centric control. You can leave one Verdict in the main and just wish for the other if you need it. For the Oko, I wanted more stabilization, and he's a really good way to turn anything threatening into a vanilla free-free.
Which obviously can then be dealt with by the Helix at worst, or, more than likely just like blocked by a 6/6 flyer.
Pretty much.
It's better than having to face down a Grizzlebrand, right?
Absolutely. The complete flaw for him is every 2 turns he's making you a free in a deck which has very few creatures, so he's a very, very slow way to win. For the Scions, not a lot of people like it, but I've found if you're running 3 or more Rens, you can plus the Scions, draw a card, discard the land that you have in your hand.
Obviously, yeah, that synergy is outrageous. You're plus a card every turn.
Mm-hmm. The constant card positive engine, and then, if you can protect them. And then eventually you're just going to ult. You're going to hit your opponent for a minimum of 9 to 11. If you've just niv'd and hit 7 cards, they're probably dead.
There you go. That's Ian's sort of spice. And then quickly we'll just look at the mana base, because Pillar of the Parins, whilst it's a staple in this archetype, is not a modern staple. You may not know it. It's a land that taps for any colour, so long as you're casting a multicoloured spell. Prismatic Vista massively enables this deck, I would say. I can't imagine it would work without it. And yeah, that's it for the main deck. And then we've got a 15-card sideboard, which I will bring on screen now. So, as you may imagine, yeah, so that's just the last card up there is a Niv Mizzet, which I'll just drag onto screen so you can see everything. So, the sideboard, like the main deck, is all cards, or almost all cards. No, it is all cards that can be hit by the Niv ability, except for the Niv itself. Yeah, Ian, nothing here too outrageous, really, I guess. It all makes sense.
I made some concessions because of the prices of cards on Modo. The second night of Autumn, I was testing a second Oko for creature-based matchups, where they go really tall, or they have things like Meddling Mage, where there's relevant text I want to get rid of. And not a lot of people are sold on the third Kaya's Guile. A lot of them are staying with just 2 in the main and none in the side. But I've loved the card so much, I just wanted more copies.
That's fair enough. So yeah, if you're unaware, Kaya's Guile and Ashiok Dreamrender are both graveyard hate. So if you're wondering about the lack of hate, because we've got reasonable sweep, we've got a good sweeper in Verdict, we've got 2 vetoes for the control match, we've got ego for combo. If you're thinking that we're suffering a bit for a lack of graveyard hate, that's the Ashioks and the Kaya's Guile in those slots. You were saying you're quite unsure about what the best graveyard hate card is right now, aren't you?
It's because the meta's all over the place with the printing of Emery. In theory, you could surgical to stop an Emery going off on turn 2, but there's also the question of Rip being better against more decks across the board, and Ashiok being asymmetrical so she doesn't turn off your own Wrens.
And then obviously the big benefit of Ashiok is that you can find it with Niv.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, that's the deck list, guys. So we're going to play a Modern League and see how we get on. We'll be talking through the plays and probably chatting some other shit as well. Should be good. Ian and I played in Modern F&M last night in Oxford. I was on Jund, Ian was on this, and we finished our second game at like 47 minutes on the round or something, and just shook hands. It was an egregious slugfest. We were just like bashing 2-for-1s into each other for an hour.
But it was fun.
It was a delight. It was. I personally, I love Magic like that, but God, it went on.
I think going forward with the release of the Brawl decks, I'm going to try a Layla, even though she doesn't work as a hit off of Niv. And I might put a Kess back in the main, because I find the deck's good at stabilizing, but lacks closing power.
This looks shit to me, Ian. What do you think? What do you?
It's a bit too awkward, because unless you hit your Black Source or a fetch...
You can't cast the trophy. You need a fetch, don't you?
Mm-hmm. The Wren won't fix it alone.
We're on the draw. I think it's acceptable to mulligan this. Much better. I presume we bottom 1 Bring to Light.
You can bottom the Niv, actually, because you can just Bring to Light for the Niv.
Okay, yeah. And then I assume on turn 1 we fetch, I guess, basic Plains and play the Astrolabe. So this appears to be Ad Nauseam we're playing against.
If it's Ad Nauseam, yeah, our life total doesn't matter. We can fetch Snow Basic. Let's see. Looking at what we've got, being safe, it would be best to grab Snow Blue or Black.
We can't because it's a Windswept Heath.
Of course. So let's get the White Source.
Plains, yeah. And then play the Astrolabe. Draw a card. See what we hit. The land is a nice draw. Yeah.
And we are guaranteed to hit Wren turn 2, pick up the Heath, and just keep going from there.
Yep, we're fine for land drops. Yeah, this is looking exactly like Ad Nauseam to me. So what do we have to fight the combo? I guess we just Unmoored Ego Lightning Storm if we draw it. And I guess the plan is to get to turn 5 and Bring to Light for Unmoored Ego.
I think ideally we want to try and hit...
Oh, actually, Ad Nauseam's got to be the name, hasn't it? Because then the Lab Maniac doesn't work.
Need to try and make it to 5 mana. There's not a lot in the main deck that will slow them down, except for Trophy blowing up their lands.
Well, they
don't have any.
I don't know how many basics they play. I assume they play like an island and a plains or something as well.
I'm pretty sure. I think the best bet is to hope for Trophy, pop anything like Phyrexian Unlife, things that allow them to Ad Nauseam through the deck.
Yeah.
Or pray to just rip Unmoored and take Ad Nauseam away from them.
So
they do have Boils as a backup, though.
Yeah, yeah. For those who don't know, Ad Nauseam's not as popular as it once was. It's a very powerful combo deck, but it's traditionally been like half a turn slower than all of the tier 1 combo. But I guess with the banning of looting and the unbanning of Mystic and stuff, like, Modern's probably slowed down that half turn now that Ad Nauseam is really strong again.
I think a lot of people who play Ad Nauseam will play it regardless of the meta. They just enjoy the deck.
Yeah, it's definitely a deck that has sort of specialists. Phyrexian Unlife, so the good news is they haven't got any of their mana acceleration that they tend to require.
I think we can afford to fetch.
I'm going to get a Shockland and presumably just Shock, right? Okay, in case we want to cast Kaya's Guile. So Breeding Pool?
Yeah, because we've got the Astrolabe to filter into black.
Okay, so I'm not going to F6. We're going to make sure we've got the option to Kaya's Guile. It's unlikely to matter, but you never know. So they're probably setting up to go off next turn, which is frustrating because we're going to be a turn too late with our Bring to Light for Unmoored Ego. What's red? I guess this must be a Pentad Prism.
I think they're Sunbursting, yeah.
So yeah, we are 100% getting Ad Nauseam next turn if it's in their hand. Because they have... So for those who are unaware, the Unlife or sometimes Angel's Grace are like their protection, so they don't die whilst Ad Nauseaming. I think we bounce the Unlife.
We have to.
I can't see any other option. So they can't really pack this because then they'll have to use all their mana in their own upkeep, so this should resolve. Okay, they've packed it. I guess that means they're going to go off in their own upkeep.
Possibly?
I can't see any other option.
I haven't played against Ad Nauseam in a long time, so I can't really remember half their deck.
They're either paying for Pact and passing the turn, which should play into our hands, or they're going off in response.
They might just Angel's Grace, because then they can't lose the game, right?
Yeah.
No, they've tapped for black, they're going to go off.
This looks to me like they're going off. Yep. Okay, we can't do a lot about this. I'm just going to F6 because we're not interacting. And we'll just leave them to combo in case anyone watching hasn't seen it before. Apologies if you have seen this before and it's boring, but, you know, everybody deserves to watch a Lightning Storm. It is one of the most confusingly worded Magic cards of all time.
Everyone deserves to watch them. Remember to hold priority on Modo while casting the Lightning Storm.
Yeah, that is a key aspect to playing this deck.
So if they misclick, we win by default.
So that's their revealed card zone, which is their whole deck. They've got this card, Lightning Storm, and Simian Spirit Guides with which to pay for it. And then when this is on, so this deals 2, I believe, 3, sorry, and then you can pitch lands to make it deal additional damage. So I'm now going to just concede, but I wanted to demonstrate that for any players who are unfamiliar with Ad Nauseam because it's not the staple that it once was. So what do we need? Another Unmoored Ego, some Dovin's Vetoes.
We want the Vetoes, the extra trophy. We basically want everything that... They don't really search, they just reveal off the top.
Yeah,
so
I was thinking the same.
Helps.
We definitely need Fulminator Mage because they require 5 mana to go off.
I think we bring in the Knights and the Gust in case they have multiple artifacts or enchantments that matter, and we remove some of the
creature removal, basically.
Creature removal, because we're going to mostly be winning off of stopping them or going for a Niv. I don't think Scions helps us here, or Oko.
Well, Scions is at least drawing us cards.
That's true.
I'm going to sideboard like that, mate. So I've put in the Vetoes, the other Ego, the Fulminators and the Artifact Destruction. And then you can see what we've cut. We've cut all the creature removal, basically. There's some helixes hanging out over here somewhere in the sided out section.
Let's see. Maybe keep helixes as a way to win after we stop them in case they go for a backup plan. And take out the safe right quests, because I don't feel like we have the time to use safe right to act like a slow fetch.
Well, we can. I suspect. Firstly, for one thing, I'm afraid I've already clicked submit.
No problem.
And secondly, I suspect if they don't win, then we do. If that makes sense. Like there'll be an inflection point where the game ends, and it's either them getting to do their thing or not. I have to say, I don't know how this matchup is. It's hard to tell, isn't it? But
it's an odd one. I don't think we want to aggressively mulligan to Ego. I think we want to aggressively mulligan to Trophy to keep them off of their mana rocks.
Either way, we're mulliganing this, aren't we?
Yeah, because we can't cast anything.
Love it. This is supreme. I guess we ditch the Niv.
Yeah, we ditched the Niv because we got time. We want the interaction.
So my hunch is that we fetch something. Do you know what? The Veto's hard to cast in this hand. Oh no, it's not. We can snow-covered swamp for a Veto.
Snow swamp, lay,
and then we can get like a breeding pool or a temple garden with that. Yeah.
And then we can filter in any color we want.
Yeah. Hopefully we'll draw some more gas. That is wicked. That is so good. This is a serious curve. If we can, like, trophy a Pentad Prism and then Fulminator a land or something, that's really going to slow them down. Perfect. So, do you want to pass with Veto up to try and actually just veto a Pentad Prism?
Yeah, I think we pass.
Because next turn is clearly going to be Fulminator or dual land, isn't it? So.
Mm-hmm.
Do you want to hit that? Or is that too aggressive? Yeah, we'll let that happen.
That might be too aggressive because they're just setting up. We need to hit something that's a payoff. Or one of the enchantments that keeps them alive.
Veto is actually an incredible counterspell in this because it plays around Pact of Negation, and generally Pact of Negation is a real pain in the tits.
Mm-hmm. We can fetch the tapped breeding pool while they're tapped out.
Yeah, I think that makes sense to me. Should we just Fulminator? Yeah.
Fulminator them, slow them down.
Yeah, I can't think of anything else I'd rather be doing.
The absolute worst case is we're forcing them to Simian Spirit Guide to cast something. But that hurts them on the Lightning Storm.
Oftentimes they only play 3 Simian Spirit Guides, so then they have to have additional red sources. This is a prism. What? Oh, sure. Yeah, okay, well, we're going to trophy that, aren't we? Next, I guess this turn is Safe Right Quest for a Shockland to play tapped and then trophy the Talisman. Do you think?
Yeah. We definitely want the Talisman gone. At the cost of giving them a land.
I think we have to. It's terrifying.
Do we just shoot?
Stomping Ground or Temple Garden, dude?
No, I was just thinking maybe we should have tapped differently so we could... Let's fetch a white source and shock ourselves for it so we can hold up both Veto and Trophy and respond to whatever they do.
Do you prefer that to Trophy? Because if we let them untap with this, surely that's giving them something good.
It'll definitely give them something good, but I feel like we can answer whatever they take.
Okay, up to you. You're the you are the Niv Authority. I'm sure that's a word. Oh, unlife. Yeah, counter.
Counter this one, yeah, because we can't let them have it. We have blue,
Bring to light.
black, green, and white.
I think we are. I think we're casting Bring to Light for Unmoored Ego, aren't we?
We need the Stomping Ground, and we will definitely unmoored them.
Because they can't cast what do you call it? Does it matter if I use more than 3
no,
colours?
It's X or less.
Okay, done. They can't pack this because they can't pay for pact unless they have 2 spirit guides, which would be unfortunate and ridiculous.
They might be waiting to see what we get off of it and then pack that, but it still ruins them. I'm pretty sure we take out Nauseam here because Spoils of the Vault is worse.
100%.
Can't remember the exact text on Spoils of the Vault, but it's just a bad ad nauseam.
Okay, so pay attention to the hand, dude. They've got an Unlife, a Silence, and a Spirit Guide. And then the library has got 3 Spoils of the Vaults. So that's we've got everything. So their best thing they can pact for is probably not pact. Sorry, wish for is probably the Spoils of the Vault. Choose a card name. Reveal cards from the top of your library. Yeah, that's too risky for them. That is, they've got 1 Lightning Storm. So I like this. I'm happy with that.
And 4 Angel's Graces are in the deck, so they can't do that.
So their hand was, because for some reason Modo hasn't put it in the revealed card zone, their hand was Silence, Phyrexian Unlife, Simian Spirit Guide, and 2 lands, wasn't it?
I think so, yeah. One was a city.
Oh no, it was 1 land, and then the other card they drew because we egoed them and hit.
So we have 1 unknown.
2 unknowns.
2 unknowns. Just thinking.
What can we wish for, dude?
We can bring up the sideboard and double check what we have, see what's worth pulling out here.
I genuinely don't know how to do that on Modo. What do I have to click?
I think you right-click on just the main interface, and you should be able to view sideboard from there. Looking at what
Niv, Ashiok, Scions, not a lot.
No, not really. I mean, we can wish for the Niv just to make sure we've got a way to close the game and then hold up trophy for something.
Yeah, I'm up for that.
Because I feel like they're going to try and grab either Angel's Grace or Spoils and find the other one to go off from there.
So we just pass?
Mm-hmm.
If they do this, we get it, don't we? And then we can wish for, like, I don't know, Fracturing Gust or something and just set them back a long way. So they've got to be a bit careful. So this is not a City of Brass, sorry, a Phyrexian Unlife. So we have to let that resolve.
Mm-hmm.
And then we can try and trophy it if they cast anything.
I think we trophy in end step.
Yeah. If because our next turn is casting Niv, isn't it? So.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, this matchup isn't all bad, is it? What basic do you want?
We have all colors, so let's go for an additional green because we do have Tolsimir.
Okay.
And we have no verdict, so we don't need double white.
Indeed. Very good opponent. Very clever. Can we have an instant, please, deck? Alright, fine.
Well, they're just trying to buy time, hopefully.
So their deck is now... Their hand is now Simian Spirit Guide and 2 unknowns, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
So,
Well, there's one unknown.
So be it.
I think taking away Ad Nauseam has...
They bottomed. Cowards.
Could be that they drew into a cantrip and they're trying to dig for something.
I think
But at this stage, they're just trying to protect themselves, I think.
I think their hand is a wet fart. And,
So we want to Astrolabe first.
okay. If you're sure.
Just to see what we hit. Because if we hit a Bring to Light, it's better to Bring to Light for something than to just whip the Niv out. And that is one less whiff for our Niv. And then we need...
White.
White? It resolves.
Looks that way.
Flip a bunch of cards.
We do shit. They're all Selesnya. Oh no. We pick a Selesnya one. So,
yeah, we pick a Selesnya. Gust would be...
Night of Autumn can blow up the wishy thing or the prism.
But we don't have the mana at the moment, so
Gust can blow up both next turn.
I think we just take Gust in case they find more stuff.
Gust. And then everything else happens by default. We've got access to Trophy.
Which is
Great.
Always excellent.
Yeah, I suspect we'll end up trophying the, I don't know, the wishy thing maybe. But they're clearly not doing a lot.
I think they're honestly just trying to survive. Because we saw what they've got. They've got the 4 Angels' Graces. I don't think there's another way that's not an enchantment for them to survive.
So we start bashing them in the face.
I think we just bash them, yeah. And then we'll play the Wrenn, start upticking to see what we can just do with additional cards.
You sure you definitely don't want to cast Fracturing Gust?
Let's see. So we need the green.
Or
white.
we could bring to light for the other Unmoored Ego and to name Spoils of the Vault, and then they just lose.
That is possible. They only have 3 cards in hand. Worst case, we can leave mana up to trophy something or cake on them. Actually, right?
Yeah, let's try this.
Leave cake on or trophy mana open, and we just flex our 5-color muscles.
Hopefully. We are known on this channel for our physical fitness.
Well, I'm certainly in better shape than I was years ago. I've lost a lot of weight. Spoils the Vault. Yeah, because they can't do anything else. They have a very, very slow win by self-milling themselves, and that's it.
So let's get a good look at their hand. 2 Spirit Guides and an Angel's Grace. So their hand is nothing. Okay, the game's ended. Good. Nice!
Hooray.
So the sideboard plan is seemingly acceptable. Now, what were you saying you wanted to change after I'd already clicked submit last time?
That was because I thought they might have Labman, where Helix would be relevant, but what we're looking at is they've got Jace instead of Labman.
Yeah.
I think we're fine as we are. The one Helix, if we hit it, we can retrace. Worst case, we wish for a Helix.
Hooray! Bring it on, Ad Nauseam guy.
It's really weird seeing the way Modo handles Niv, though. That it grays out all the cards that it'll automatically pick for you.
Yeah. Patheus, more like pathetic. I'm having fun at our opponent's expense. This is a keep, right?
I'm just thinking how we want to sequence it.
So you go like Mountain, Astrolabe, and then turn 2 you've got access to all the stuffs.
Yeah, I think we do that. Because our hand is all 2-drops. We Mountain, Astrolabe, we hold the fetch up to get.
I suspect on turn 2 we're meant to just wish for something. Actually, no, because our sideboard's shit. Oh, maybe we shouldn't have kept it, because The wishes are shit because we've put everything good in our main.
Oh yeah, whoops.
Whoops.
Oh, it's okay. I forgot. Sorry, we are supposed to trim down to 1 wish just for the sideboard Niv. The second wish is always terrible. Game 2 and 3.
Don't worry about it. We're winning.
Yeah.
We're winning so much. We're so smart.
Is honestly what happens when you change your configuration roughly every 3 days and don't know what's going on.
Yeah, for those who haven't met Ian, he does not have a reputation for keeping his cards for a long time. Let's put it that way. He chops and changes, don't you? Sometimes
I am like an illegal chop shop in the middle of Detroit.
Sometimes it's just certain cards. Sometimes it's whole decks.
I think I've stuck to a deck for a while now, compared to before.
Okay, well, I'm going to trophy that. Because they have, you know... by doing that, they've shown that they're going for it next turn. Do you agree?
They're definitely going for it, but do we trophy it or do we hold up the veto and just counter the ad nors?
Yeah, you're correct. Yeah, I forgot that veto was totally uncounterable, so... And have they seen veto yet? They've seen 1, right?
They've seen 1 veto, so they assume we only have 1 because a lot of lists only run 1.
This way they burn the prism. They may even feel safe if they've got a whatchamacallit.
Triple blue, white. Oh, they're going for the Jace. They're going to try and mill us out. Let's not let them have that. I like my cards. Kapow.
Kapow. And they've used a lot of resources to do that.
And that's one of their win conditions gone as well.
Like, they burned a Spirit Guide to cast this. They're down to 2 cards. Right. What's the plan? Do you just want to play like a Stomping Ground tapped and pass or something, or do you want to like Glittering Wish for something?
I think we play the pillar. We can filter into green-black for trophy, and then we're going to safe right off of the pillar. Just to make sure we have 1 less land in the deck, and we have 1 more land that we can use later.
Let's get a breeding pool or something. Pass the turn. I like the idea of wishing next turn when we can still keep trophy up, and then that gets us to 5 for casting the Niv or whatever. Sooner or later we're going to have to tap out for Niv, aren't we?
I think that's fine, though. Yeah, we definitely kill the Unlife. We can give them basics, if they have any.
I'm happy with this. This is a good sequence of events for us. Probably also a good sequence for them, because this puts them back up to 5 mana, which is their critical amount, but it's all good. We're all good.
It is very much a coin flip at this stage, though. But that's perfect, because they're going to need to stick something. They are currently at 5 mana.
I don't suppose we've got any 2 mana interaction in the side, have we?
No,
so we're
nothing except Helix.
We're just grabbing
it's not going
Niv.
to do anything. We grab the Niv.
Do you want to use the other Glittering Wish in order to find, like, Dreadbore? They don't have any other Jaces, do they? They only run 1.
No, they're not going to play any creatures except maybe a Simian Spirit Guide if they're panicking.
I'm going to just pass and pretend we've got interaction. Hopefully their next turn is, like, cast another Unlife or something, and then the Fracturing Gust is looking real good. Woohoo!
Because they needed exactly 1 more mana, but to...
No, they could have had Nors, because they had
Grace,
the Prism. Oh, Angel's Grace as well.
Yeah, but they needed Angel's Grace to not die.
This is factual. So we'll play this because they know about it. We'll cast this because it should win the game. And then
it's instant speed, though, so we can hold it up and see if they play anything else. Actually, no.
Let's
they're
just
tapped
get it
out.
out of the
Let's
way.
force them. Just force the interaction for now.
And we're swole all the way up to an enormous 21 life.
Which is unfortunately irrelevant in the face of Lightning Storm for whatever
Do you
amount
see
of land
this
we have.
shit? Do you see this bullshit?
This is the 3rd one. What? We should have held it up, but it's fine.
Yeah, I guess. But no, because they would have tried to combo then, wouldn't they? And
True, true.
If they had a pact, we'd have lost. So what do you reckon?
So-
Slam Niv?
Slam the Niv. Red is not going to have
Red,
much impact here.
blue, green, white, black.
It is basically a case of if Niv resolves, we get an ego, we've essentially won this game.
Well, I don't know if we have, because they might combo next turn.
They have 4 mana, they would need...
Land ad nauseum.
They would need exactly land ad nauseam. They have 2 cards in hand, they haven't been playing lands, so we can assume they have one or the other.
Ooh, we got an Unmoored Ego and a Fulminator Mage.
Their life is pretty sad at this point.
Well, you say that, but I still think there's a very small chance we lose next turn. Glittering Wish, is that alright?
Yeah.
We've discussed how dead it is.
At this point in the game, it is very, very dead.
So if they can't kill us now, then we're just going to, like, Fulminator a land and Unmoored Ego, naming ad nauseums or something, and then we probably win. You up for that?
Yeah, Fulminator first.
Would you not want to do this while we can protect it with Veto?
Well, for sure.
Actually, if they tried to counter it, we just Fulminator a land and then they can't pay.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. They can't pact pay for it, so... We want to force a pact on Fulminator because they know we can pop a land, but then we can veto... Oh, they're going to try and spoils. Just veto to spoils.
Seems right to me. I hate this interface sometimes. Like, why can't you just click on the lands and cast a spell? Yay! We're so smart! Such big brain plays.
And this is why people should be playing 2 vetoes. I think they're on 1 veto in the side because of the maths of how many of each color you should have. But I feel much better with the second copy.
Can I keep this, please, Ian?
It is a pretty beautiful hand. You have no turn 2, but if the opponent's not on like burn
I
or something...
do have a turn 2. I can safe right quest for a tap land. Then I've used all
you
my
don't
mana.
have a turn 2 interaction. Wait. Play a land, please. It's our turn.
Look, sometimes clicking is hard. It's not my fault.
That would have probably been a concession on our part if that had gone through.
Especially if they just go Goblin Guide. And we're just like, fuck! Fuck!
Flooded Strand, so we might be against some sort of Stoneblade?
As I said, this Supreme Verdict's looking real good, isn't it? This guy.
Shock.
Tap Breeding Pool?
Yeah, because we need the blue source for an Oko.
That's what I'm thinking.
And then we can windswept for the other planes if we need to verdict, and we're generally good. All beautiful and good.
Cool.
If only you could have signed shocks on Modo.
I know. The fact that you don't get to pick the editions when you rent decks makes me sad, because I do like to have pretty cards in real life. All these, like, you get like mismatched stuff, and it's heartbreaking. So this just looks like blue-white control. How insightful, Chris. Very good commentary.
You do love your control and your mid-range.
I do.
We fetch
the planes?
basic white, I think. Because we
agree.
need to guarantee access to verdict.
And cast Oko?
We jam an Oko and see what happens.
What are you saying, opponent? Are you saying that you've drawn your mana leak? Looks like you are.
Or a veto?
Or a veto. Veto's less of a thing now. Everyone's playing forces because they like tapping
Makes
out.
sense.
Oh, Grumpy! That's the most disappointing one.
At least we ate the logic knot on that and not a bring to life.
This is true, because I assume they're going to have to tap out for a Jace at some point, and maybe we'll get to, like, EOT Helix it. Oh no, they're going for our... Oh, I thought they were going to go for our breeding pool then. Okay, well, next turn I guess we just Helix that.
Narset doesn't really matter though. It just digs them.
It's true, we don't draw cards, but it does.
Force makes them go card negative. So we want to try and make them burn the Force.
Yeah, I'm going to Helix the Narset because they might actually try to save it, thinking it's good. I hope they use a Force to save it. Because then we've essentially used this as a him to Torak.
Do it, opponent. You know you need your Narset to dig.
Oh,
You don't even know what we're on. Oh.
Clever girl.
We've got white, red, blue.
Do you reckon tap Temple Garden?
Get the Temple Garden, yeah.
Go. You should play a Jace. You should tap your lands. Oh no, because we've got the fucking Force. How do we bait the Force?
We're going to need to draw a lot more spells.
We could draw actual Niv.
We could.
That's a good one.
That is definitely Force bait.
They do also definitely have... what's it called?
Do we play a land first, just in case they've got Leak? Oh, never mind.
I was going to say they definitely have Cryptic. They're representing Cryptic. And I don't think Narset's usually in Blade. I think this is full-blown blue-white control.
It does look like that. They're going to hard cast the Force. Well, that's fine by me. We play any land and say go.
The Force is strong in this one, Ian.
We just need to keep baiting until we can take the Force from them. We don't really care if they pop one of our lands because we've already got an Astrolabe. Whatever color we lose, we can fix.
Yeah, we're fine. We're fine for mana fixing. Opt? Well, that's
Powerful
not what I
plays.
expected when they fetch shocked on their turn. I was expecting a Teferi. This, to me, is a strong signal that they've got a Cryptic because they've shocked in advance to leave the 4 up. Trophy, eh? Should we just pass?
Yeah. We want to make them hard cast the Force or Cryptic
Yeah, 100%.
into whatever we're trying to trophy.
Yeah, we're going to try and, like, I don't know, trophy a Planeswalker. Yeah, we just...
So they're going to snap Opt, aren't they?
Yeah, that doesn't matter. Nothing has ever mattered less than this.
Does this make you sad as a blue WX enthusiast?
What, having it done to me?
No, how mopey their plays have been so far.
Well, not really, because I mean, look at what we've done. Ours have also been mopey.
This is true.
We've done nothing, and they've got a clock, so we can't claim to be winning this game.
We're ahead on life.
With that, we are. Do you want a trophy a hallowed fountain? Not really.
If it'll drag a counterspell out of them, it's worthwhile, but...
I highly doubt it will. I think it'll drag a
No.
basic planes out of their deck. And that's not good enough. That's kind of disappointing. Do you want to... We're not going to verdict yet.
No, there's no point. We can take a little more damage.
Yeah. We're good to go. Am I right in saying that you generally don't like playing against blue control decks because they can counter your nibs, but you're very, very good against black control decks?
Yep. Pretty much everything that's not counter magic heavy, so even against Stoneblade, which leans more into mid-range territory, this deck is pretty fun. I wouldn't say necessarily competitively good, but when it gets there, it's just ridiculous.
So what are you bad against? Are you bad against fast combo?
Fast combo because I don't have much spell-based interaction, and let's just windmill Tolsimir for the bodies. And Burn. Burn is actually a really weird matchup, but the best stabilizing tools that most people run are Huntmaster and Tolsimir, both of which are a little slow for that kind of matchup.
Ian! Did you see what happened?
We got countered.
The opponent's being mean to me.
They are bullying you. Perhaps you should report them to the authorities.
I'm not a fan of this this blue-white deck. This counterspell stuff. I don't know who likes stuff like that. You wouldn't catch me doing stuff like that. That's for sure.
Of course not. You'd actually have red in yours. Okay, so they've still got force up, but at least we can take the force by trying to trophy the...
Oh, they're being fancy. Very good opponent. Very fancy. Well, the joke's on you. Because, oh, this is a hell of a bait.
Will they get jebaited?
This is a hell of a bait. Bastard.
Oh.
Bastard! They saw through it. Well, they can't force Niv, but they can force Bring, so I'm going to go for Niv.
But they've got the mana leak and snap, so we could just force the issue on a Bring to Light because they don't know what we're grabbing with it. It's really just that force of negation hanging over our heads that's been the problem.
They're going to counter this, obviously. We know that they can and that they should.
Mm-hmm. It's just a question of which counter they're going to use.
Probably Mana Leak. Force of negation.
That's fair enough. Is it possible the force they revealed was cast already?
Yeah, I wasn't... Yeah, I'm certain it is. I don't think I was doing a very good job of the hand tracker. Play a creature. Don't play a Jace. That's a Jace, Ian. I strongly disapprove. Because have you noticed they've left a Cryptic up all game, and then they haven't cast it because we haven't made them cast it. Unfortunately, our opponent is playing this beautifully, which is very annoying.
And we have drawn quite mopey.
This is another really good bait. Let's see if they bite. Pitching D-Sphere. I reckon we try for Niv now, and then
I think we just have to.
And then scoop when it doesn't resolve. Hover over the concede button.
Oh, I've done that before. Oof.
Oof. Oof. Well played, MTG LBH. That was a very well done game, unfortunately for us. Vetoes?
Okay, so definitely vetoes, trophy,
Fulminators.
Fulminator. I think we get rid of the Oko and pack a Scion, and we just play the longer game instead of trying to force things in.
It's Verdict's going. Tulsamir's going?
Absolutely.
No, it's still a threat.
I think we keep Tulsamir, we get rid of Huntmaster.
I don't know. Huntmaster's alright. It's a good threat. Dreadball we want. Do you want all 4 trophies, yeah?
Yeah, because we can either trophy a Colonnade or a Narset or something.
And you said you're not interested in Oko.
Not in this matchup, no.
So we've got one more cut to make. Is it 1 Kaya's Guile?
I feel like
1
Guile
Helix?
is okay because we can do it in response to snaps. We get rid of a Helix.
I've trimmed a Helix. Right, let's go.
Actually we could cut Ego. Oh, too late.
It's alright, mate. We're gonna Ego on snaps. It'll be fine.
I was thinking we could cut the Ego for either the 3rd Guile or a Scion.
It's fine. We're gonna win loads. We are going to do a minimum of
4-1.
I don't know if that's true. I think we're about to lose this round, but like, let's do our best. At least we fucked up Ad Nauseam pretty hard. Like, those post-side games were not close. The opponent is a total coward. They've taken a long time to sideboard. Ergo, they are a coward. We would like to play first. Acceptable above the line?
That's a keeper.
Do you want to fetch basic forest and then cast Astrolabe? Or do we need... No, we need this for fixing, don't we? So we need this to, like, find a dual land, so we just go off the swamp?
You can either play the swamp into Astrolabe, or you can fetch for the blue or red source, but I think it's safer to go Swamp Lave and see what we hit. Turn 1, I prefer going with a basic into Lave if I can, because I don't want to...
Are you really too lazy to say the whole of Astrolabe?
Yes.
Lame.
You clearly have not learned how lazy I am in the however many years you've known me now.
Labe is outrageous.
At least I'm not saying labia like some people have been doing.
Yeah, that's not really
that's not on.
Tasteful. Ah, the spell snare.
I think
the joke's on them. Go.
We're fetching for a white source because we can filter into green. Yeah, Shock Temple Garden.
This bozo's got a spell snare. Write that down.
I'll get my little electronic tablet.
Bozo
okay.
Spell snare.
So, Bozo, you said?
Yeah, he's a bozo. Yeah.
Bozo Spell snare.
There you go.
Yeah.
This is how you play control. Or against control.
I think we filter into blue and force an ego on Snapcaster. Even though it's normally for combo decks. I guess ego is good against any deck which really hinges on a single card they run 4 of.
The nice thing about this as well is we do get to find out what's in their hand. There's an awful lot of cards with snap in the name. Yes, there's your spell snare, you little turd.
I'm writing down what they've got.
Okay, you got their hand?
Mm-hmm.
So they are not running any Stoneforge Mystics, which is what we would have expected.
Triple to Ferry, Veto, Stroke.
Mentor's easy because we just Helix it if they tap out, which they probably won't.
I'm just looking at the counter magic and things that are relevant to us trying to resolve things. Oh, they brought in a Purge. That's interesting because it does hit Niv.
I think it hits red as well. So they draw one to replace the one we took. So you wrote down their other 5 cards?
Mm-hmm.
Awesome.
So you've got Spell Snare, Mentor, Strand, Fortress, and...
Narset.
Narset, that was it. For some reason I wrote Mentor twice on my little thing.
That's embarrassing, isn't it? Oh dear.
Well, I wasn't looking at what I was writing.
Oh dear, Ian. How embarrassing. I'm going to Helix that.
Yep. And they have one on
Oh,
their own.
look at this! All the value, all the fun. Bet you wish you hadn't tapped out now because our whole hand was just glorious 2-drops opponent. Nice spell snare. Nice fucking spell snare.
Don't be rude to the opponent just because they're rude to us.
I don't think there's anything rude about playing control. I have beef with this attitude where people are like, "Oh, blue players are rude." I have serious beef with that. Nothing beefy about this. Ooh!
Well, that's the Narset.
Well, do you know what I've noticed, Ian?
Yeah?
Niv Mizzet's mana cost is not equal to 2. So we golden.
You are correct.
And we're not even drawing cards, we're just sort of thieving them from somewhere.
Ideally, we want to fetch a blue source, but anything is good.
White, these, and then this for blue, like that. Win target game, please. Resolve. Yeah, bitch. No mana tithe.
Are you fucking kidding me? Oh dear.
Oh no, I nearly didn't do this.
We have many cards in hand.
Yeah, we're gonna discard one trophy.
I think
And
we
land.
throw away trophy and the land because we can pick up the land anyway.
Exactly what I'm thinking, unless they purge our Ren. Which would make me feel a little foolish, but not really because we're winning. And they're probably going to purge the Niv.
Well, they're making the most of their dig.
We can ding that with Ren next turn.
I should really do that more in paper. I often forget that Ren can do something other than tick up to get me land.
Yeah, you did forget that against me yesterday, because I was really worried about what could happen, and then you didn't do that. Okay,
So
well,
lost purge.
this die doesn't matter. Look, we've got, like... Why, like, the removal... The Niv isn't the threat, it's the 1,000 cards it drew that's the threat.
And the Royal Scions that we can probably resolve.
Do you want to go for Scions now? Because, like, we haven't played a land this turn. I'm thinking we do actually want to plus Ren.
Yeah, I think we
can't plus Scions with Narset in play.
Of course, because we can't draw more than one card. No, we need to kill the Narset somehow.
That's this way then, isn't it?
Do they have any other creatures we care about helixing? Because we already took out the snaps.
No, but we can helix to Jace. Jace's like default loyalty is 3 if they're brainstorming. So
this is true, and they mostly brainstorm on the first turn. Unless they're so far ahead, but they are not currently.
They are not so far ahead. They might force or mana leak this. I don't know if we care.
Not particularly. We're quite okay with that because it's not a mana leak or a force on removal for something that's mattered.
Yeah. Plus, we've got veto up on their turn, so they can't make a Jace. If their turn is land, activate Colonnade, attack Ren, we can trophy it because the force isn't free on their turn.
Mm-hmm. But we don't currently have veto up because we've tapped the Astrolabe.
We've tapped the Astrolabe, and we don't have veto up. I hope you're paying attention.
Just throwing that one out there for the crowd. Okay, so we do kill the Colonnade here because we don't want them to have a clock.
So we're going to do it now, because if they spell snare it, we want it tapped before they would attack. So we do it before they declare attackers, because they might spell snare this to save it, and now we save our Ren. Look at that. Chris is on it, paying so many attentions. I'm paying all the attentions. Part of me just wants to make them discard their whole fucking hand. How do you feel about that?
Feels good. It's also a bit of damage that's not really got anywhere else to go.
Well, what are the other options? We need to deal with the Colonnade killing Ren. The other option is we just make a fucking Niv, which isn't unappealing.
It does block Colonnade, it does force an answer, and the worst case is they force the Bring to Light. Because we're one short of protecting our own BTL.
Yeah, but it's still got a 2 for 1. Ren's on 5, they can't kill it.
Yeah, let's do that.
Fuck it. No fear, no surrender.
Big brain plays.
Oops. That's better.
Okay, so they've used up 2 forces.
What did they exile? A cryptic. Ooh, mama.
Oof. Okay.
Well, that was a good hymn to Torak. I suspect their turn will be put Ren to 1, and I suspect we don't care.
Not really.
This is fine, because we can just trophy it next turn when they come to attack with it. Their last card had better be really good. Whew. Such good cards.
I think we fetch first to make sure we
Can I just
shrink the number of lands. Yeah.
Can I just get a basic forest?
Yep. If we have one left, we do. Astrolabe.
This who thought this card was going to be like the best card in Modern Horizons when it came out? I certainly didn't.
I absolutely didn't.
I thought it was good, but I didn't peg it as this good.
I looked at it and went, ooh, Pauper card, and that was all that clicked for me, nothing else.
Yeah.
We could play the second Ren just to pick up the land, if you want.
Nah. We're going to go for they discard a card, deal 2 damage to them.
Sure.
And then we're going to trophy their colonnade when they go to attack.
And hopefully that makes them very much sad. Oh, they had a basic.
I hope they've got another basic for when we trophy their land. So... They're so dead. This is unreal. We just need to get over the finishing line. They might scoop to this. I probably would. In their shoes. Yay! Do you want to make any changes?
No, because the ego was actually really, really good there.
That configuration felt great, didn't it? Right.
Sometimes I feel like the second K command isn't the best thing in the world, but maybe we can drop the wish for something else.
I'm going to take about 20 seconds to just get a bit of water and to blow my nose because I've got a bit of a cold. So if you could like sing a song or something, that would be marvellous.
I don't think anyone wants to hear me singing. This is going to drive away potential viewers.
Maybe whistle.
I guess. Well, there's the nose blowing.
Correct.
Just wondering whether the value of wishes there at all. If we did take out the wish, what would we put in? Because we're quite Celestia neutral. In a matchup like this, we want to make sure we have as many lands taken out of the deck as possible, so we don't want to cut quest.
I like that configuration. It felt great that game. We were just battering them.
The only one was wish, but I think that's fine because we can wish for a knight if they decide to bring in something weird.
We were just throwing haymakers at them until they gave up, which is kind of how you're supposed to beat control, isn't it? So.
Pretty much how I play most things.
Keep.
Keep. Shouldn't have had to think about that. That's a keep.
Oh, I clicked keep before I even looked at the hand because I saw 2 vetoes.
I was looking and trying to figure out, does this get us there? And you're just whacking keep. No matter what.
Yeah, I'm not a coward. I'm nobody's coward.
You're nobody's bitch.
Oh, shit! Ian, bad sequencing.
It's fine.
That's not fine. It's embarrassing. I'm a tragedy of a man. Oh, spell pierce me. Come on. Oh, fine.
Let's go get
that.
Black, actually. Yeah.
Black?
It's okay. We can use the pillar for black.
That's what I was thinking, was we needed... Oh, I'm so bad. Why couldn't I just play the plains like an adult instead of the forest like a sort of either a child or a dweeb, depending on your perspective. That was so bad.
I'm trying to remember if there's any GIF which appropriately makes fun of you here for being infantile, but there's nothing.
There's one with quite a funny Asian boy sliding on the floor doing a dab, which I enjoy. Pillar go.
Yeah, Pillar. And then next turn we play the planes and do whatever the hell. They try to windmill.
If they go for a Narset, we're going to trophy it.
Hmm.
Maybe. No, we're not.
I mean,
if they go for a Narset, we're going to let it resolve. I would trophy a Mentor.
Looks like they're holding up a force.
Certainly does, doesn't it? Do you want to not cast Ego into it? I think I quite want to not cast Ego into it.
Yeah, let's make them do something on their turn and ruin their lives.
The fact is, we can even let Planeswalkers resolve because we
can just kill them.
We've got Dreadbore and Trophy. We could use Veto to protect our precious, precious stuff.
This reminds me of those games we played when I was still on Burn, and it was just draw go until I had 1 million spells in hand.
Look at this! We're representing like Counterflux or some shit. Yeah, good luck getting through my Counterflux with a kicker or whatever it's called opponent. Overload.
Overload, yeah.
Go on, cast a big Jace. Cast a big Teferi. Not a Jace, a big Teferi. Cast a 5-mana Walker.
Cast something, opponent. Eventually we're going to run out of lands off the top to play.
No, next turn we'll go Ego with Veto up and we'll win. Just naming snaps again. Oh, woof. Oh, fuck you.
How about no?
How about die?
How about Teferi can go tuck himself?
Oh, very clever.
It's not mine.
Is that not your joke? Okay.
It's all over the interwebs.
Oh, hang on. I need to tap carefully. Green, black, like this.
Yeah.
Pew,
and then
pew.
We have the blue, white.
Pew, pew, pew. That resolved quickly.
Snapcaster.
That resolved very fast. Did you see that? I think they've had 6. Woo! 2 down! 2 down!
Okay. What's that?
I'm as giddy as a schoolgirl. So their hand is Island, Jace, Logic Knot. Snap. Snap. Okay, and so right, let's just check they haven't changed their sideboarding. They've brought in a Surgical.
They're trying to Surgical the Niv, that's why I like leaving one in the side.
Did we do that? I think we did.
We did.
That was clever of us. Go. So their hand is Jace, Logic Knot, and a land, and then 2 unknowns. Now 3 unknowns. Getting 2 snaps out their hand is hilarious and amazing.
I think they're going to go for the Jace.
Do you think they're going to suspect the second one? Or do you want to...
No.
Do you want to do this or not?
Let's not give them the chance to resolve it. Let's just get rid of it because they have a Logic Knot.
They also have a fetch land.
So they can easily delve if we try to trophy it.
Yeah. Cool.
We have the mana to pay for nearly the Logic Knot. Nearly. I almost forgot about the fetch and went, we've got mana to pay for that Logic Knot. We're good. No, we're not. We're not. Fuck's sake, Ian. Learn to count.
We're getting closer.
We're getting to a point where mana leak's not going to matter when we try to windmill a Niv.
I think we're doing great. I think we're... Oh, I'm going to trophy that. This should get a counter out of their hand, which we know. Oh no, they let it go. Okay.
So they're holding that logic knot for something else.
Well, I suppose that did look a bit like a bait. They don't know our hand is really reactive, do they?
Did anyone tell you about the bait I did last night? Even though I was playing fairly poorly.
No, who are you? What did you do?
It was against George. He had not fucking Narset. He had Ashiok out. The new.
Oh,
one.
I saw you cast a Bring to Light into it.
I cast a Bring to Light, converged for 5, and he countered it.
I've seen a similar play where a guy was playing Titan Breach, and he breached without a Titan in hand, but the opponent didn't know that, and it was very clearly just to get a cryptic out of the opponent's hand. He did it in the opponent's end step. Ian, they found a Jace.
They found a Jace. That is fine because we can Helix the Narset if we want.
I think I'm going to. Just because our life total's dropped to 17, so it's not great. Now we're back. That was a joke, viewers.
And here we find
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. They can logic knot for X is 10. We can't pay.
We can still force the issue.
Yeah?
I think we force the issue. If they think we're getting something game-winning, which we would be.
They're probably meant to let this resolve and go for the thing we fetch, right?
Most likely. But we just keep throwing stuff into logic knot that's not the thing we fetch. Until they logic knot.
Yeah, this feels like a logic knot to me.
It looks like they're holding up force mana.
Yeah, that's worth noting. So if their hand is force plus Jace, their hand is quite strong now. But they're going to struggle to actually close the game, right? Because we've taken their snaps and blown up 1 colonnade. So they've probably got like 1 mentor, maybe 2 mentors, and like 1 more colonnade left. And Jace ultimates, I guess. If we get to go for another Unmoored Ego, like if this resolves somehow, maybe we should... Pardon me. Maybe we should name Jason Mindsculptor. Then they're very low on ways to win.
They're being quite careful thinking about all of this.
Do you know why? Because they're cowards. What's the best multicolored uncounterable thing? It can't just be Loxodon Smiter. I'm trying to think of things you could do against control.
It's not. Yeah, they're trying to make us pay for just 1 more than we've got. I don't actually know. I don't think there's any particularly good uncountrables that you can play in this deck, because they're normally like 3 colors or really high mana costs. Or not multicolored.
We trophy this now. They should try and bait a counter.
Yeah.
And then Dreadbore it on our turn. Wow, resolved. Nice.
I think they're just happy to see different cards off at the top.
They are still +1 card, and we're down 1 card, so it's not terrible for them. We're running out of gassy, and we need a Niv.
That is not a Niv.
I'm not going to play it.
I think we just hold that, yeah.
Yeah, we're going to pretend we've got something going on.
That's fine.
Why wouldn't you hit a pillar? What a sausage. The fact that this 5-color deck gets to play 7 basics is a fucking joke. Like, how does this mana base work? It's ridiculous.
It works beautifully, that's how. So that's why they didn't care about it. Okay, so we can just Dreadball that.
We can try. It might not work. That's the impression I'm getting.
They've got tons of cards, but I feel like losing a Dreadball is better than losing any closer we find off the top.
Oh, go on.
Redraw, redraw, redraw. watched him force of negation and astrolabe. Okay, so we need to try and force a dread ball on the Jace.
Bait them. Let's try and take some good cards out their hand.
They've got 4 cards in hand. They've played.
Oh, you bitch! Not you, Ian. We have to go for it.
We have to. We're running out of time on the clock anyway, so.
I'm not worried about the clock. It's the fact that we're losing this game big time that's of concern to me. I think if this doesn't resolve, maybe we give it like one more draw step before we pack it in.
Mm-hmm. We're just not in a great position.
I'll cast Force. Oh, yeah, that's fine. Okay, so go. And then, yeah, we give it one more draw step, and if we don't hit anything, then probably call it quits. I don't know if you would agree with that.
They are quite ahead.
The fact they're doing this now says to me that they are about to Fate Seal us. So our top deck, the top of our deck needs to be 2 Nivs in a row. Yeah. Because the only reason they would do that then is because they want to fix it. They don't want us to have to a shuffle, as it were. Nice.
That is basically another Niv.
That was the wrong tap. Well, it was last time. Oh. We'll go for it.
And then I think we empty out our hand so we can shuffle for the next Fate Seal.
Yes, I agree. I think their hand must be decent though, because I normally only start Fate Sealing when I'm confident, and you know they've started Fate Sealing. So we're not going to use the fetch now. We're going to keep it for when we next get Fate Sealed. Okay. Let's see if they bounce anything, or if they just plus.
I think we just let it bounce.
Nah, let's blow some shit up.
Just make a mess on our way out.
I think it fizzles the draw ability. If you target nothing, the ability resolves, but if you target something that's no longer there, it fizzles.
Interesting.
Oh, go on. Have this. If this doesn't resolve, then I'm going to go home. I'm going to give up.
Finest thinking. They've got 3 cards in hand. Chances are at least one is a counter by now.
Let's see.
Looks like Cryptic.
If this is Sphinx's Revelation, I'm going to be furious.
You do love that card.
This is a logic knot. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 mana. They're going to cast it for X is more than 7, unless they're a moron. Yep, concede.
Unfortunate.
Don't worry, we ran a good race. We were close. Let's go again. I like this deck. It's quite slow though. We've taken 1 hour and 20 minutes to play 2 matches.
That is kind of the problem.
For video purposes, I may only record 3 matches because a 3-hour video is not. No one wants that. No one wants that. What are you saying?
We can easily fix colors. We can
I like it.
I like it. We need to find a blue source first, I think.
So we use this to get a breeding pool?
Yeah, we're prioritizing Teferi over Ego or Guile because we don't know what they're on.
Yeah, maybe we'll have a clue by turn 2. But we're casting it on turn 1. Shit! Their name is Good Day. Does that tell us anything?
That they might be Australian?
Okay, so Aussies all play Dredge. So that's a fact, isn't it?
Wouldn't know.
Yeah, I don't think that's a fact. Don't fact check that. It's total lies. Oh, mirror.
That would
No!
be fun.
Our stuff doesn't work. Go.
It's fine. We've got nothing to pick up anyway.
Opponent, please make a permanent that doesn't have a powerful ETB. That doesn't count. It definitely does have a powerful ETB.
I have exactly one response to this, and it is not viewer friendly.
It'll be fine. We're good. We're good. Don't worry. It's only feast and famine. Who cares? Black sauce. Oh, black sauce. Make them sack.
Make them sack. We can't let them keep it.
And we make a 1/1.
Yeah. We need just something to block. If they're on Stoneforge, they've got other creatures.
Also, there's like a 1% chance we'll actually get them to burn a removal on a 1/1, and that would be glorious.
If they really want to path my 1/1 spirit, that's...
That's what I mean. Like, it won't happen, but if it does, it's great. Part of me wants to just burn Unmoored Ego on a counter spell. Like, hopefully they've got a counter spell. Do you know what I mean? Like, maybe just Unmoored naming Stoneforge. And if it resolves, it's fine. And if it doesn't... Because I want to go, like, Teferi and Ren next turn. Does that make any sense to you?
I was just wondering whether it would be worth it to shock ourselves, play the Kolagans in draw step, but probably not. I think we bopped them.
Yeah, consider them bopped. That's already in process. I quite want to Unmoored Ego.
Ego them.
And name, what, Stoneforge or Snapcaster Mage?
Let's go with the Stoneforge here.
We've got a reaction. I reckon they're going to play a... Huh.
They're on Bant.
Yeah, this is Icefang Quattle territory.
We are against Bant Spirit Blade.
Turns out they're a massive coward.
Well, that's fine.
This is fine, yeah. I've been in
in
worse spots, you know. When I was in that garbage crusher on the original Death Star, that was bad.
Oh, interesting. So we don't get that back anymore because that no longer has
Yeah,
text.
yeah. I just realised how that works. That's awful sneaky, isn't it? The opponent is a massive sneak.
That's fine, I think. Because we just helix it away, we play either Teferi or Ren. Doesn't matter that we don't get the card, we just don't want them to have the clock.
Yeah, agreed.
And then we can either play Teferi and hope they're on Coco, or we hold up KCOM.
We can't KCOM because we don't have red. So we are playing Teferi right now. And we're just plussing it. Do you agree?
Send a message. We play Teferi, we plus for nothing, we send a message.
Yeah, literally. This is a strong play. Like, they have no reach. This is hard for them to remove. Our hand is still good. We've got 2 good cards. If we can resolve Ren, we can get back another red source and play both next turn. We can bounce whatever they put into play. Well, maybe not, because it's going to take our stupid Teferi away. You slag. The second red source, we're alright, because we can tag team 2 from this and 1 from this. No, we can't. Wow! Look at this synergy! The opponent's deck is sweet. Did you see that? They've, like, taken away the bad points of all their cards. That's fucking gas. Oh, woof.
Fight!
Yeah, they aren't going to expect this. Let's just take the 3/3 away.
Because we can block anything smaller.
Oh, it did work. How the fuck?
I guess it just... Oh, it doesn't work with Queller because Queller has 2 different boxes of text. It's the Fiend Hunter thing.
I don't really care how that happened, but I'm happy. I'm as happy as a pig in shit. Right. This game is swingy, man. Tulsimir off the top is good. Nice food token, bruh. I'm going to ping that. What you got? Sword. Okay. Well, no, I'm not. Now I'm going to go Shatter, Shock, attack the Oko. Or, let's be patient. Let's attack Oko with both first and see if they block. If they don't block with Noble, then... What do you think? Because obviously, if we attack both with Oko,
we definitely attack both with Oko. I'm just wondering whether we wish for a knight instead of burning K-Com.
Well, I was thinking if they don't block, Oko goes to 2, and then we go Shatter Shock. So I'm going to Ren to pick up a red source, yeah? And then I'm going to K-Command... Pew pew. This has been a fucking beating. If I was the opponent, I would sulk.
Maybe they're just a better person than we are.
Yeah, that's true.
That's not something I should admit on the internet. But maybe this opponent is just a better person than I am. Because I'd be sulking at this stage.
Go. This is where on Arena you use the Your Go emote. Because this has been a savaging. Fine.
Oko has been interesting though.
What are they going to get? A Stoneforge and a Hex Drinker.
Stoneforge and a Hex Drinker.
Well, the Hex Drinker's dead.
The good thing is we forced them to cast it in their turn.
They got a Fire and Ice. It's pretty good. Is there a Supreme Verdict in the sideboard?
Yeah.
Ah, that's handy. So we've got to think about this. So obviously we can ping that. There's no way we've got the right mana to... Yeah, there is, because of Ren. So we can Glittering Wish for Supreme Verdict and cast it, right? Do you agree with that?
Yep.
So I'm going to attack with both. They're probably not going to block. So...
But do we use Teferi's Plus and then Verdict in their turn if they can more stuff? Or do we Verdict immediately?
Well... We've no reason not to Verdict now. And we've no reason not to plus... No reason to Verdict now, because it's uncounterable, and we've no reason to... not plus Teferi either, so, in other words, yeah, let's just do this. It's a shame that our hand is more copies of the stuff we've already got. That's the only thing. Ah, this was a reason.
Shit.
Ah, it's alright, we'll bounce it with Teferi. Make them replay it, and then we get to recast our second Teferi, having drawn extra cards. It's pretty good.
I think opponent is realizing these things.
Sure thing. We better have a white source, Ian. I think we've got a Temple Garden, right?
We've got Temple Garden.
just crossed my mind that would be a real sad way to blow this. White, whatever. Blue. Pew, 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 pew,
Kapow!
pew. Pew, pew. This seems good, doesn't it? Yay! Opponent's a coward.
Gave up. Okay, I think
I don't want to change much, man. That felt good.
the only things I would want are maybe...
Knights.
Yeah, because they'll shoot something down and then block as well. But what would we take out? Because we don't want too
I'm
many
going to swap
Philistines.
one knight for one glittering wish.
We could potentially take out the one Scion because they're going to get beat down much faster.
And what would you like in place of that? A trophy?
I'm just trying to think. This.
I like this configuration. This looks good to me.
Yeah, this is fine. We can always wish for whatever one card we need at any given point.
Surely, like, this is the exact type of deck you want to get paired with when you sleeve up 5-color Niv.
Pretty much. Anything that's creature heavy, 5-color Niv has a literal pile of answers for.
I'm all excited. I like playing this deck. Although, not enough to record a full set of 5 matches. This hand looks good.
Yep, because we have guaranteed ourselves Supreme Verdict. We've got Ren for colours.
I would like to use the Wooded Foothills to fetch a Temple Garden on turn 1.
Yeah, no problem.
You happy with that? And then next turn we shock and Ren. Oh, I wish we were on the play. Renning an X1 is like the best. It's the actual best. Good. Because now if they spell Queller our thing, they're going to whinge so much. Okay, fine. Who cares? Card's terrible. They're not going to have white mana, Ian. We're gonna rend down this and have no white mana, and then we'll win target game. Oh shit! They figured it out. They figured it out.
You open your mouth and they've immediately got their answer to it.
Don't worry. Still fine. Everything's fine. Oh!
We still Ren though.
And we still ping. We still ping. And the other thing is they have a choice between attacking Ren down versus
making a thing.
Exactly, because they need the Exalted on the 1/2. So if they don't do it, they know we're going to shoot that. But they're going to definitely want to make the sword. What are you saying, opponent? Oh, who's a clever opponent? Very smart. Boo.
It's fine. We have enough lands.
That's totally fine. This hand is shaping up for something spectacular. I'd like to trophy the actual sword on their turn.
Yeah, we need the black source as well for the future. So let's hold that up.
Yep. We're not very good at... We aren't doing a very good job of having the mana to cast our spells, though, in that we need a blue source. But it's fine. Like if we curve Trophy into Huntmaster, that's still strong. Is this a Coco? Piss. Don't hit very well. Don't hit very well. Don't hit very well. Don't hit very well.
We can just kill something relevant in response, or...
Giver.
Okay. So do we want to trophy the sword, or do we want to trophy one of these stone forges?
We're going to trophy the sword, because the Giver can't protect the actual sword. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. So we can easily have white or white blue. We need one more colour to make it.
Yeah.
Yeah, we need the black.
We have to get black, yeah. This mana is actually awkward for once. Like, as a general rule, the mana in this deck is way better than it has any right to be.
But it's still awkward as all hell.
It just requires a lot of planning, doesn't it? But this particular game, I don't think we've made many mistakes with the mana base, although, you know, enlightened observers may disagree. And we've still got, for lack of a better term, butt fucked. Mana, good mana. Ooh.
Or do we just play the Huntmaster to block with?
Nah, surely we need to fix. Surely we need to give ourselves a chance to cast it next turn. Or do you want
red, black, green? We need the blue source. So we'll play that, grab the blue source. Or we can play the blue source this turn, completely up to you.
I've completely changed tack.
But watching this game is making me sad because I want to force a Layla into the deck, but Huntmaster is just easier to cast.
What's Layla? Is it a new card?
A Layla, it's the funny fairy from the Brawl deck because she's a 2/3 with a fuck ton of keywords. Flying, Death Touch, Lifelink, and other flyers you control get +1/+0.
Okay. That is a lot.
So turning Nivs into a 3-turn instead of a 4-turn clock is relevant, but Huntmaster is just better at stabilizing a game than a 2/3.
It's no questing beast, mate. I'm loving questing beast.
Alright, so they're going to equip that sword, or we can just block so they don't get.
If they use Giver to give that pro green, we're fucked. Oh no, they saw it.
I think it's alright. We take the damage. They draw a card.
Pro green, pro blue, pro red. No, yeah. It's more that they shoot our Huntmaster that makes me sad. But I suppose, given that our long-term plan is just to wrath them in an uncounterable way, we kind of just have to take this one on the chin. I assume they shoot the Huntmaster. Yeah. So we've got like 2 turns to set up. We really, really, really need to verdict. The other alternative is if we draw. No, there's one verdict in the deck, isn't there? The other one's in the sideboard. I was going to say we could bring to light for the other verdicts, but that doesn't work.
This is most unfortunate. We're short a.
Should we get breeding pool, or should we get?
We need the breeding pool. I think we can survive the next swing, and then verdict them and try to stabilize from there.
Yeah, exactly. That's the whole plan, is to draw a white source next turn, and if we don't, we Niv and hope. The problem with Niv against swords and Giver is that Niv is colours. So, like, it doesn't.
Niv is many of the colours.
Niv is colours.
Did we bring in the second vote? No, we didn't change that, did we?
It's still in the sideboard because we wanted to be able to wish for it, which is probably wrong.
Bugger.
Right. No, it's fine. That's not 11.
No, I'm saying bugger because we left it in the side.
Yeah.
That was the
Bring to Light
mistake.
Bring to Light would have been helpful.
Exceptionally, I completely forgot how
right.
many creatures this deck plays.
We'll top deck a white source and win the game. We're just getting
nugged.
shot up. What else can save us? Like as a bring to light target, for example, if we miss white, what can save us? Oh, fuck it, who cares? We're so smart.
Who needs it?
If their last card is like, or one of their last cards is Spell Queller, I'm going to hit the roof.
We're pretty fucked if that last card is a Spell Queller.
Certainly are. Yay!
Yay! We live. We live to die another day.
Actually, we live to Niv and then win. I think we're about to win target game, Ian.
Entirely possible. Would be nice.
We need a little bit of life gain. Luckily, this deck is mostly life gain.
We need Helixes, Kaya's Guile, something.
There's one.
So we have the mana to both white, red, blue, black, green. We have mana to both Niv and Helix here. So
I've noticed this. Don't worry. I've noticed this. Yes, you can have a 1/1.
You may have your 1/1 with Death Touch, which will just give us life.
I like our flyer more. Unified Will.
Boo.
It doesn't resolve, look, because it checks on resolution. We're fine. I think we just one target game, Ian.
Well, they've got no more blue, so what can they do here?
Oh, fuck! I didn't expect that!
Yeah, I didn't see that one coming either. This is fine.
Yeah, they've got a 1/1. Oh, no, they'll equip it and we'll take... Oh, 5. 5 is less than 6. That's alright. 5 is less than 6.
It's a 2/2 though, they put a counter on it.
That's 6. Okay, that's lethal. Yeah, fine.
I did not expect fucking Dramoka's command.
No! That was a shock!
It's one of those damn cards that's good, but you just never see it.
I completely disagree. I think the card is terrible. I had an argument with Fabian for like 3 hours about it.
Yeah, and then you got rinsed by it, didn't you?
Yeah, repeatedly.
We cut the Scions, we put the Verdict, I think is the only thing.
God damn Dramoka's Command. Fuck you, opponent, with your stupid, unplayable card.
We were so close. So close. Keep, just because it's removal.
That's all I saw was 3 bits of removal and like a million dead Stoneforge Mystics.
This is where we do the Mr. Bean thing where he's just flipping everyone the bird from the top of his car.
I don't know what you're talking about, but...
Let me find it.
Don't send it me now, dude. I can't watch videos when we're trying to magic and record. Send it me this evening.
Yeah, I'll send you after. It's great though. One of the guys at the place I was working said, when you quit, you have to come by the shop on your last day or the day after and just do that to everyone. I told him no. I like most of the people here. I don't like the management, but I like the staff, so I'm not going to flip you all off.
I actually knew a guy, one of my former colleagues, who on his last day, he literally burned every bridge. Not with me, actually, with his previous job. And he literally said, like, fuck you all, I hate you all on the way out. And then ran into various people repeatedly over the next few months. And it was incredibly awkward. So there's a lesson there, isn't there? Which is just not to be a dick.
There really is. Okay, so they're probably going to go for the Noble, which...
No, they don't have a Noble. I think they're playing a 2-drop, probably a Mystic.
We can eat it. Or do we wait to shatter shock?
Well, I think we shatter discard, and then, you know, we've got like 2 more ways to destroy equipments if they put anything into play.
So shock, discard, in their next draw step.
Well, I think we just make them discard now. It definitely resolves now. They can't have spell quell. I suppose they can't spell quell in their draw step either because they'll have 2 lands. But you know what I mean, don't you? I don't think we should let them untap with the Mystic.
No, absolutely not.
Basic planes? With the way our hand is? We've got 3 white cards.
Yeah, let's take it because then we have blue-white, we have red-white. A pew. A pew.
That should kill him.
Opponent is not half pleased.
There we go. That got the sword out of their hand. So it's exactly the same.
Why would they discard the sword?
Maybe they're low on creatures.
Possibly.
Maybe they have another equipment in hand. There's a great many options. So, what costs 1? Hex Drinker or Noble or Giver, all of which are pretty strong. Noble. Okay.
They're going for Noble. I would have thought Giver to protect things. That's the one that can sacrifice to stop us casting, isn't it?
This is correct.
I guess we just windmill removal into it? Or do we want to tempo them by using Teferi?
Yeah, because we would need to draw a land for Bring to Light.
Let's grab...
Was that the wrong land?
No, I was thinking whether black or blue was better there, but we want guaranteed access to blue.
Oh! Oh! Number 5,
Never
colour number
tarnished.
5. Never didn't have it, as our friend Pleasant Kenobi would say.
Better lucky than good.
Oh, this is nice. This is nice. I'm wondering whether we just kill their shit because they're clearly mana screwed, and
I think we kill their shit. We force them to discard because there is a small chance they have a force. Almost every blue deck's been jamming force lately.
we don't have enough red. Yes, we do. It's fine.
Yeah, we do. We just use the pillar for red.
Yeah. Player, any target, red, black, blue. This is nice and rough. And there goes the other sword. Nice. And plus this. Go. Yay! This deck is powerful.
I mean, you obviously have the games where you just don't see the right colors, or you make one miss sequence and suddenly everything seems like it's shit. But that's every deck.
Yeah.
Every deck with more than 2 colors is just, it's like that.
For sure. So one annoying interaction is that we can't bring to light for a non-creature spell because they'll sack in response.
Everything that goes on the stack before the sacrifice is fine. We could
just bring to light for Niv Mizzet.
I think we just bring to light for Niv. Unless they want to sack it in.
Oh, I want to shoot that, Ian. I want to shoot that so bad. Can I please? They're clearly mana screwed.
Okay, shoot that and then Kaya's Guile them.
Yeah, that's the plan, yeah.
Let's be the mean people for once.
Yeah, for once.
I think we exile their yard just in case. Because they might have Skoos to try and recover some life.
I don't think this deck would play Skoos, but I don't like the idea of them having stuff. They could sack to stop us casting more non-creature spells. That would be tight play. Go!
So, 1 turn, is it?
This game has felt incredible. We've been like just brutally 2-for-1ing them the whole time. But I suppose they've 2-for-1'd a lot in exchange.
Mm-hmm.
Doesn't
They're
matter.
going to...
It doesn't matter.
I don't even know what you would deputy here.
Yeah, Tefts, but who cares? You couldn't give a shit. Red, black, white, blue, green.
Yep.
Boom.
And we windmill our second favorite gigantic dragon.
What's your favourite? Like Nickel
I don't know.
Boss?
I need to arbitrarily choose one, so that sentence is not a lie.
Yay!
Yay!
I do like Dragon Lord Silumgar. That's a good one.
Unfortunately, 6 mana or something, isn't it, though?
Oh, it's hugely expensive, yeah. Modo's being weird. I don't know why it's freaking out. Right, I'm going to just do a little wrap-up for the video. So, yeah, thank you for watching, everyone. That is only 3 of the 5 games, but that is nearly 2 hours. So, I don't think you want to watch another hour plus of this. But I hope you enjoyed it. We got a 2-1 so far. The deck has looked pretty impressive, although we didn't quite have the gas to get there against blue-white. Love to hear all your thoughts on 5-colour Niv Mizzet, and I'm sure Ian will be eagerly awaiting input in the comments, as will I. So yeah, thank you everyone for watching, and hopefully see you guys next week.